like to share with you today. And I think they tie in nicely with some of the thoughts that we've heard. Priceline came on the scene 13 years ago. It's been a long time. I've been able to experience 12 of those years with Priceline, and it's been a great ride. Up, down, and hopefully now moving back up and not going back down anytime soon. We launched the brand on several patents built around the premise of a reverse auction model, namely Brandon's Name Your Own Price. And that was the core of the business. The hope at the time, our founder had a strong passion and desire. He believed that that transaction platform would literally drive any and all types of transactions that you could potentially think of. So let me jump ahead here. In this slide here, this was a prototype homepage that was supposed to go live sometime in the year 2000. Many of the products you see up there were actually being sold at the time. We were selling airline tickets, hotel rooms, rental cars, new cars, gasoline, groceries, long distance. We hadn't quite moved into small business yet. And in fact, there's probably a few folks in this room who've actually named their own price for, as the Saturday Night Live skit said at one time, a can of corn. And that's perfectly a legitimate product to have named a price for. Clearly, those all didn't work out. But what was interesting at that time is in the year of 1998, as a brand, we put $30 million into national radio. We were one of the first online brands to move money into the offline space as opposed to try and make it work in the online space. We put $30 million in. At that time, that was enough media to hit the average radio listener 120 times in that first year of advertising. And we did that on the back of none other than Mr. William Shatner. He was our spokesman. He came on board really at the end of 97 and 98 as we started this whole campaign. A lot of people have asked me, why William Shatner? How did you end up choosing him? And there are four key reasons why we chose William Shatner at the time. One, he was unemployed. He was exceptionally cheap. That was the first criteria. And it sounds like a joke, but it really was legitimate for us. We needed to find someone who had some national star power, but was really cheap. And at the time, he was. Two, he had a golden voice. If you heard his voice over the radio, you instantly knew who it was. And our founder really wanted to have that in his spokesman. The third criteria was his celebrity Q scores were actually off the charts. Everyone knew him. Every age demographic knew William Shatner, and they liked him. He even had some star power overseas in other markets. And the fourth criteria was, this was the most interesting, our founder wanted someone who would represent the future, embody the future of technology. Who better than Captain Kirk himself, who, as you know, is one of the hardest working men in Hollywood, has posed in a number of shows. He even has, I believe, 3 ongoing network shows as we speak. He's really quite a guy to work with. So on that, we now fast forward 13 years to today. We no longer sell any of those products except for travel, predominantly hotels. We are a hotel business. We are now worldwide marketing under 3 separate brands, Priceline.com here in the US, Booking.com, which you may not have heard of, but marketed in Europe, and Agoda.com in Asia. And combined, we now spend, in 2009, we spent over $400 million in advertising. Now, the interesting fact, and this one is a fact, is 90% of that was spent online. 10% was spent offline. That 10% number, by the way, if you do the math quickly, is roughly what we spent in 1997.